Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a GW Tiger Porsche, the Tier 8 German SPG. It's located on the westbourne of Berlin and it's under the command of Gary Halliwell of FILO. Well, the GW Tiger P is one of the slowest Arties in the game. Yes, unfortunately it's rather hindered by that electric drive, which is the same chassis that was used for the Ferdinand and also originally for the Tiger Porsche, the one tank that didn't get accepted by the Wehrmacht, or well, mainly because it was overuse of copper they were worried about. Anyway, Gary Halliwell's taking it underneath the bridge into the northern section, right in the northwest corner, and he's going to find a hiding place to fire from over here. He's got the top gun, which is the 21cm, and I really like the meat. Get my words right out. Yeah, I know that it's the 21cm simply because there's no muzzle brake at the end of the gun. If there was a muzzle brake, it would be the 17cm. So the reason I know this, that's what I couldn't actually say at the time. But he's got a good firing position here, because from this spot you can actually fire straight down the bridge as well, just in case the enemy tries to cross. Well, the 21cm gun is capable of doing 1100 alpha, and he fires a snapshot in there at the 705 just as he was moving forward. It penetrates 53mm of armour, and it's got a burst radius of 12 meters, which is quite big. In fact, that's kind of the same burst radius you get from the Tier 10 Arty. Oh, there's a 416 on fire, and it looks like the Type 61 was the guy who set him alight. Here we've got two tanks sitting in the same spot, a 705 and the T26E5 Patriot. Looks like the Patriot's backing up into a Type 4, and he fires the round in. Oh, it went long. That was unfortunate. If it hit the 705, it would have done serious damage to him, but if it actually hit the two that was directly behind him, I suspect he might have got a huge amount of hit points as a result. I think it's one of those unfortunate moments when RNG is not in your favour. He might have splashed the tanks that behind, but I don't think he actually did any serious damage to them because it wasn't a direct hit. But that 277 there, he's poking around the corner and Gary Halliwell's dialing in. Can't see the 277 at the moment. There he is. Rounds out. Direct hit. 370 hit points, non-penetrating round, but it's still a good hit. Yeah, it seems that the heavy tanks are fixed on this area at the moment. They're not pushing over the centre line because they're facing up against the 60 TP, a Centurion Action 10 and an AMX M454 who are holding them back. Some of our heavy tanks have also gone down to the bunker in the south, and they're able to shoot directly north. Oh, lovely direct hit there on the Type 4 Heavy, and a very difficult shot because he was sitting in that that narrow gap between the houses. Stunned the 277 at the same time, but now the E100 has decided to push forward, and if the Superconk sees that from the centre line, he'll probably shoot north and hit these guys in the side. Yes, it looks like he just took a shot from the south. Somebody in the south is firing at him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Superconk. Gary Halliwell fires in. Nice hit, but a very low hit point. Only 64. Must have hit the strongest armour on that vehicle. The Patriots decided to go round the outside, and he's coming up to that corner to try and attack the AMX M454. Unfortunately, we're still a long way from being loaded. 35 seconds is the reload time for this big gun. And it looks like that AMX is going to go down. Yeah, he did go down to that Patriot. So Gary's got his work cut out for him now because there's a huge number of enemy tanks made their way around the corner. He direct hits into the side of the Patriot. The Patriot can't see him, even though they are just on the border of view range. I think it's across the river and there are buildings in between, so I'm pretty sure he's safe from that perspective. Yes, I think there are buildings in between, that's why he couldn't be seen. Okay, he's now adjusting his aim where he thinks these guys are going. It's going to be to this corner. He's almost loaded. 2 at once. Will he get the Patriot? The Patriot is coming this way. Yes, he gets him. Tries to cross the bridge. Paid for it. So he's got his first kill. Type 4 is still taking damage. It's a 50 TP ahead of him. But Gary Halliwell's going to be able to shoot into his side, but not for another 15 seconds. We're now 1 tank ahead of the enemy. He's trying to see if there's any other solutions that work other than the Type 4. He's loaded. Dialing in on Type 4. Oh, he fires where the guy thinks he's going to be. Actually, did hit the front of the vehicle. I thought that shell was going to go whizzing past the front just as the guy pulled back. But in actual fact, he got it right on. And that 277 thought that he could go down and dislodge the tanks that were sitting next to the bunker. But he's made a critical error because the Superconch has actually repositioned to where he can actually support the Type 61. Type 61 went down, but I think the 277's bitten off more than he can chew. And he may now find himself out the game. We've got a Barask who's managed to flip himself there. Rounds out. And that hit both of them. Did 406 hit points of damage to the Centurion. 542 hit points of damage to the Barask. Oh, pardon me, my voice has gone off that one. That was a big hit. A huge hit. I think the Barask had a problem dismounting from that rampart and, well, flipped himself in the process. You need to be very careful with some of these ramparts because it's very easy to flip yourself if you turn just as you come off them. Object 277 now badly damaged. He did manage to kill the Superconch actually. Lands in the water next to him, but it still splashes him for 215. The Baraska's gone. Got a Borsig there we can't hit. There's the Centurion. We can hit him. In fact, he's just sitting on that corner at the moment, trying to get sight of one of our teammates. Oh, he was actually dialing in on them, waiting for the moment. But Gary's almost loaded. He's popped out to have another shot. And this time round, yeah, he takes a round from Gary. 481, that's a big hit. Gary's now up to 3.6k of damage and 1k of stun assist. The Centurion, in the meanwhile, is now a splash kill. Or even actually a ram kill. You could just bump into him and he'd die. That Kampfpanzer moving to a position where he can get shots on that guy. He's also moving into a position where there's a Borsig in the vicinity. Unfortunately, that ELC made a bit of a critical error and the E100 got him. Gary's trying to stun the Borsig there. He has got a solution, but unfortunately the buildings in that area are actually quite difficult. So he decided to fire in and see if he could splash the Borsig. Meanwhile, our 50 TP's taken out the E100. And we now have distinct advantage of 3 tanks over the enemy. Now at this moment, Gary's doing a quick counter-battery look. There's 2 enemy Arty. And he's expecting one of them to be in this vicinity. I wouldn't be surprised. Gone to counter-battery mode, looking from overhead. It's much easier to see where the tracer emanates from if you do it from overhead than from Battle Assistant view, but some people still prefer using Battle Assistant. And he's dialing in now on a Borsig who's making his way around the riverside. Rounds out. Oh, splash kill. So that's his second kill of the game, but it's a good one. They've just lost their 705, which now means there's only 3 left on the enemy team. And they're outnumbered more than 2 to 1. And the enemy Arty have just been spotted. and Gary immediately switches in this direction. T92 went up on the overpass, which is not a good idea. That's far too prominent a spot to fire from, even though it does give you much better fields of view. I'm afraid the problem is that it's so easy to kill them, and they've both gone down virtually at the same moment. So the last enemy in the game is a T44. Gary's styling in on him at the moment. Can he get this kill? Be rather nice if he could. Rounds out. Here we go. Yes! That's a kill still. The Kampfpanzer came in trying to think that one's mine. But Gary got there before him. That was good. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. And it's an ace tanker for Gary Halliwell in the GW Tiger P. And it's not the first time he's had an ace tanker in this vehicle, but it's still very good. He did a lot of damage. He also got a Gore's medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else, at least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And his win rate from this battle was 9,103, which is Super Unicum standard and a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Top of the table, 4,898 hit points of damage. Nobody else managed to get over 4,000. And the enemy, Object 277, managed 3,468. And then came their T92 with 2,963. When it came to kills, it was actually the Kampfpanzer, the one he kill steal from. Right at the last moment. Well, he wasn't a kill steal as such, because he hadn't actually done any damage to that T44, and Gary just claimed him because obviously he had a shot on him straight away. Gary got 3 kills, 2 kills, so the 50 TP, the GW100, and the ELC Evan 90 on his own team, and the Object 277 and the T44 on the enemy team. The ELC managed to get a patrol duty during that game. When it came to base XP, it was Gary with the top one there, 1,287, so he got the top in 2 of the columns, not the third one. 1,082 went to the Kampfpanzer, 1,004 went to the ELC M90, and these were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the entire game. He fired 14 rounds, got 8 direct hits, no penetrations but 18 splash, damage of 4,898 hit points, all of which was at more than 300 meters. You can see from this that sometimes he was splashing more than one tank at the same time, and I suspect that shot where he fired in, trying to hit the 705, he actually did hit the 2 tanks who were directly behind him, even though we couldn't see them at the time. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 1,059 hit points of stun assist of 14 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 64,631 credits, and after ammunition resupply and consumables, he took away a profit of 15,511 credits. He got 25 bonds for the battle, 1,930 XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 3,861 experience points altogether. A pretty good game that was, actually. The GW Tiger P is kind of a Cinderella when it comes to battles because of its absolutely appalling speed. It's so slow. It's like a slug, really, as it moves about the battlefield. And I know that's a pretty awful description for an Arty, but it is so slow. It's painfully slow. It actually makes it vulnerable because you have to pick your position and you stick with it, because if the enemy rushes in to try and get you, you've got no chance of retreating, none at all. You are going to be a victim, and all you can do is fight your way out of it. And if you can't, then you die. So well done, Gary. Great game in the GW Tiger P. Nice to see an ace tanker, but what a nice set of medals as well to go with it, and a great final shot on that T44. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. We're only a small channel. We don't have the number of subscribers that Jingles gets and Quickie Baby and Klaus. No, we've only got just over 2,000 people who watch our channel. But we do put out a lot of videos, far more videos than the others do. 5 times more than Klaus, because he puts up a video every day, but we put up 5 a day, and a lot more than Jingles and Quickie Baby. In fact, we've got more videos than they've got altogether. So even if you combine Jingles and Quickie Baby's inventory of videos, yep, we have more of them. In fact, it won't be long before we've got 7,000 videos. Yes, we're accumulating them at a rapid rate. So, thanks for watching.